Hello there and welcome to another video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave it in the comments. If you want more videos on investing in stocks, hit subscribe. Now, when we invest in the stock market, we tend to look at individual companies or stocks. And if we don't, we usually end up buying an index fund, like a US, European or Asian index fund. And some investors stick to the country where they live exclusively. But through ETFs, you can now target any country, wherever it may be in the world, and there's usually an ETF for only that country, so you can invest in that economy. So I thought I would share with you 5 prosperous countries where business is great and where you can make a lot of money. So I'll just mention the population, GDP growth, business environment, innovation, and trade balance. So these 2 are lists made by Forbes where they rank countries by innovation and how good they are for business. So we're going to start off with Switzerland, which is famous for its banks and high quality services and goods. In Switzerland, there's about 8.2 million people. It only has a GDP growth of 1.2, but it doesn't really mean all that much. You can still get good returns with a low GDP growth. Now, Switzerland scores 16th on the business environment list, so it's really good for business. Not the best, but up there. It actually scores 1st place in innovation, so Switzerland is the best place for innovation in the world. And trade balance to GDP, so the higher the number, the better, is 11.4%. I'll show you that later. Next country is going to be Sweden, so another W there. Again, famous for its innovation and good businesses. In Sweden, there's about 9.9 million people. Sweden has an impressive GDP growth of 3.3, and when I say impressive, it's impressive for a highly developed country such as Sweden. In terms of business, it scores 1st place. Sweden is the best country for business. In terms of innovation, it scores a 2nd, and the trade balance is 5.2%. So Sweden is blowing it out of the water. Very good place to invest your money. Next country is going to be Denmark. It's going to be a lot of Northern Europe here. Denmark has a population of only 5.5 million people. Has a GDP growth of only 1.1%. Again, it's not all that important. In terms of business, Denmark ranks 6th, so one of the best countries in the world for business. In terms of innovation, it scores 8th place, so really, really high. And trade balance to GDP is 7, so that's really high. So Denmark probably ranks after Sweden, and then comes Switzerland. Denmark also is almost self-sufficient on renewable energy. It has a lot of great wind power going on there. Next country is going to be Ireland, famous for its banking industry again. It has a population of 5 million. It has a staggering GDP growth of 5.8%, which is pretty much the highest in the developed world. So take that for what it is. In terms of business, Ireland scores 4th. In terms of innovation, it scores 7th. And the trade balance is an impressive 12%. So this is incredible numbers, especially considering it's a fully developed country, just like the US or Sweden or Denmark or whatever. Last country is going to be Singapore. So I'll just go Sing. Population only 6 million. It has a GDP growth of 2%, but this is a highly developed country, so you shouldn't worry too much about that. In terms of business, it ranks 12th. In terms of innovation, it ranks 6th, and the trade balance is 19.8%. So I think that is pretty much the highest anywhere. So this is a self-sufficient country. It's fully developed, a lot of innovation, so a great place to park your money. Now these are just 5 countries. There are many more. There are countries that are better. And in terms of the US doesn't stack up too well here, but US is a bit special. The whole stock market is pretty much in the US, and all the greatest companies, Google, Amazon, all these companies are in the US. So US is pretty much the best country, but if you're not going with that, here are some great options. I hope this helps, and until next video.